Doomsday versus Juggernaut. Two of the most powerful villains in comics, two forces of complete, unbridled destruction. But in a fight between the two of them, well, who's coming out on top? And really, is it even that close? Let's get into it. Cain Marko was the stepbrother of Charles Xavier, the founder of the X-Men, and grew up jealous over his brother's telepathy, forming a lasting resentment between the two. During his service in the army during the Korean War, Cain would stumble across a cave that had a temple dedicated to the powerful mystic being known as Cyttorak. Touching the Crimson Gem at the heart of the temple, Cain was transformed into Cyttorak's avatar on Earth, an unstoppable human Juggernaut. For years he would face off against the X-Men, the Hulk, Spider-Man, Thor, Doctor Strange, and many other superheroes. But one constant remained for the Juggernaut. No matter the obstacle, he will never stop. Juggernaut is superhumanly strong, and does have the unique power in being completely unstoppable. And I mean that pretty literally. He can straight up walk through miles of bedrock and fracture tectonic plates. He can walk right through the Hulk. The only way World War Hulk could stop him is just by getting out of his way, sending Juggernaut charging straight out of the battlefield. Because, like I said, he's unstoppable. That's absolutely nuts. And like I said, he's also incredibly strong. Strong enough to regularly fight against both Thor and Hulk and beat both of them his fair share of times. These two have always kind of seemed like the cream of the crop when it comes to physical powerhouses over in Marvel. They're the top tier, but Juggernaut really should be right up there with them. For as many times as he's gone toe-to-toe with them and fought against them, even beat them, it's really hard to say that Juggernaut isn't just as strong. And on top of that, Jugs has regularly one-shotted some pretty powerful people, like Colossus, Captain Britain, even Captain Marvel Jr. in a crossover with DC, so that just further sets him apart from the rest and shows he's one of the top powerhouses in the Marvel Universe. And then, as if that kind of strength wasn't enough, Juggernaut has a force field that adds to his already insanely impressive durability, just further solidifying the fact that he is truly unstoppable. He's been completely fine after taking point-blank attacks from the Hulk, point-blank attacks from Thor. He's been punched from Earth to Mars by Scar and lived to tell about it. It was completely unharmed by Cyclops with enough force to tear a planet in half. Now, it's definitely debatable if Scott really has that kind of power behind his optic blast, but seeing as how Juggernaut just completely no-sold it and just laughed, I'm gonna say it really didn't matter to him. Now, the rule is that he has to have his helmet on for this impenetrable force field to operate around Juggernaut, but even when his helmet has been removed or the force field negated altogether, Cain is still ridiculously tough and can put up a fight against the best of them. And it's not just simply punches either. He can't be cut by Wolverine's claws. He's completely fine after being hit with lightning bolts from Thor, or even a God Blast, an attack that scared Galactus in the past. Heat and cold don't faze him, and it doesn't matter how hot or cold it is. He'll never grow tired, he'll never stop. Juggernaut has even been completely reduced to a skeleton, and he just kept on going. Juggernaut is truly unstoppable. Well, on the other hand, Doomsday is essentially the living embodiment of death. Darkseid himself called him death personified, and with accolades like that, you gotta be impressive. And Doomsday really is. Superman said that Doomsday could rip the planet in half if he really wanted to. And man, he's sent Supergirl flying. He's knocked around Wonder Woman. He's overpowered both Orion and Martian Manhunter. John said that he'd never been hit as hard as he's been hit by Doomsday. He's even taken down the whole Justice League before. I mean, Doomsday has trounced the League all by himself. And there have been all his fights against Superman. He's punched Superman like he's never been hit before. He can hit harder than anybody else Superman has fought. And Doomsday just continues to get stronger and stronger as they fight. I mean, there was a reason why they created this guy back in the 90s in the comics. It was literally to kill Superman, to be stronger, to be more powerful than Superman. And man, has he shown that over the years. He might have even shown that he's more powerful than Superman's ultimate villain, Darkseid. He fought against Darkseid, overpowered Darkseid, beat Darkseid all up, just trashed the guy and left him for dead, like literally on the verge of death, where he could barely stand, and Superman had to step in and save the guy's life. That's how bad Doomsday beat Darkseid, the Lord of Apocalypse, the guy who's beat Superman with just 2 punches before. Yeah, Doomsday is no joke. But also, I would really take Doomsday legitimately beating Darkseid with a big hunk of salt. That doesn't seem right at all. Basically though, Doomsday has done a lot of impressive stuff. There was even a time where he plowed through many different versions of Gog, who were able to fight against members of the Justice Society and defeat Kingdom Come Superman. And he's torn through countless different Imperix probes, where just one probe was enough to give Superman a run for his money. And Doomsday is really just as tough too. He's taken attacks from Wonder Woman, from Martian Manhunter, from a lot of Kryptonians, from Superman himself. He's taken punches from Superman before, where Clark said he was hitting him with everything he's got. He's taken thousands of punches from Superman all in an instant. He's been sent flying around and landing all over the place by Superman on just a semi-regular basis, and Doomsday just consistently refuses to go down. He's also taken Superman's heat vision, blast from Green Lantern, Orion's energy beams, a Guardian of the Universe went full-on kamikaze on him, and it just barely put Doomsday out. He came back a little while later. Even Darkseid's Omega beams were enough to put Doomsday down for like maybe a few seconds. He was back up almost instantly. And of course, here's the real kicker. Doomsday quite literally cannot be killed. He can't be permanently put down. He's always going to keep on coming back. No matter what you throw at him, no matter what you send his way, you can even straight up kill him. Doomsday is still going to keep on coming back. Doomsday is literally evolved past death. End of the day, Juggernaut is a planet level force with strength ranging from planetary to even stellar levels, and with infinite stamina. He literally never tires. But if you want to be generous, well, you could scale Juggernaut up to galaxy or universal level if you really wanted to. He's been able to fight against the Hulk, easily overpower the Hulk as he ran right through him. He's beat the Hulk before. But Hulk has had fights before where he's destroyed universes. He's shook the whole multiverse. And yet Juggernaut is powerful enough to straight match the Hulk. So it's possible that Juggernaut is on those levels too. Or Thor. Thor is strong enough to move 10 whole universes at the same time, but yet there's been times where Juggernaut has just absolutely bodied Thor and beat Thor in a fight. Not even to mention the fact that Juggernaut has scrapped with Nightmare in his dream dimension before, or overpowered Sidorak himself in the Crimson Cosmos. So again, it suggests that Juggernaut is potentially on universal level scaling, but that's kind of being generous if you ask me. And really, for all that you can say about Jugs, you can say basically the same with Doomsday too. In fact, you could argue that Doomsday could scale up to stellar levels and beyond when it comes to strength, just because of how he's able to fight against Superman. Yeah, everything that we said about Thor and Hulk, you can say about the likes of Superman, Supergirl, or Martian Manhunter, all of whom Doomsday has beaten in the past. Martian Manhunter has helped to pull the Earth before and took on the whole Justice League. Supergirl has contended with Superman straight up, and as for Superman himself, well, you're talking about lifting an infinite book with infinite pages. He's helped to pick up the Spectre, who is as heavy as all eternity. He's held black holes in the palm of his hand. He's even pushed around a compressed solar system. He's shattered timelines and broken the boundaries of space-time during some of his fights. He's actually even said that concepts like weight or even space-time have lost all their meaning to him. He's pushed apart whole realities before. He shook the whole Phantom Zone, an infinite, limitless, and endless universe, and even said that he could destroy it altogether. This is the guy that Doomsday is able to fight against and beat. So, who's really gonna win here? Well, I think it's gotta be Doomsday, just because Juggernaut has always been a little bit overrated. Like for all the comparing him to the likes of Hulk or Thor. Well, that's maybe true on Jug's best day. It's not really a fair comparison for him. In fact, Hulk has regularly been able to beat him. Even Professor Hulk one-shotted him. And Juggernaut has said before that the Hulk is stronger than him. Same can be said about Thor too. Thor's always been the more powerful one out of the two. The gap between Superman and Doomsday is much closer, and you can much more honestly say that Doomsday is on Superman's level. By saying that Doomsday is on Hulk and Thor's level too. In fact, while I'm not the biggest fan of crossovers as evidence, there is a canon crossover for both Marvel and DC Comics. That's unlimited access. And in it, while Wonder Woman and Juggernaut fight, they had an extended fight, where they were just trading blows and going at it. Diana even knocks Juggernaut's helmet off. By comparison, there have been plenty of times where Doomsday has no-sold Wonder Woman, and Doomsday clones have been able to beat Wonder Woman before. Doomsday is just operating on a different tier compared to Juggernaut. It's not the biggest difference in the world. Juggernaut is still incredibly powerful and will give Doomsday a great fight. But it's definitely a big enough difference to have me saying that Doomsday is winning here. And odds are, he's going to be winning every single time. But what do y'all think? Sound off in the comments down below. I know you're going to have thoughts and feelings on this one for sure. If you stuck around this long and made it to the end of the video, that's amazing. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting us. And if you want to go subscribe, well, go subscribe. You're going to see more videos like this one every single week. I'll see y'all then. I'll see y'all next time.